Hey, how are you? A lot of the times I get asked, how do you do this? How do you do that? And you got these different kind of questions. And the question that comes up quite often is, hey, Steve, what books do you read? Can I get that kind of information? And I'm a great believer, as Ryan Holiday says, that, your problem has been answered in a book somewhere. And the funny thing is, it may have been written 2,000 years ago, but it's somewhere. You've just got to get out there. And I was never a big book reader, but that's changed over the years. I don't know why. Audio books, people really love audio books. I love flipping the books. Who cares? But there are great books out there that answer your problems and get you into a different position if you just take the time to implement and action them. So, being asked the question, what are your 3 favorite books? I thought I will give you my 3 favorite books and then my 4th one as a surprise. Okay, so here's my 3 favorite books. And I did kind of go up and down as to which one would I put in first. So I don't think they have a first place. In fact, if anything, they all share first place based on the position of the information I need at the time. But the first one I'm going to tell you about is, and I've already mentioned his name, Ryan Holiday. Trust me, I'm lying. Now, this book came out in 2013. The world was very, very, very different over 10 years ago, but it talks about media, how to get it, how to massage it, how to manipulate it. Couldn't be more accurate than it is today. We're in a media-driven economy where we're in attention. We want attention. We've seen it from politics. We've seen it from the recent Paul and Tyson fight. Everything is all about getting attention. You've got to, as Gary Vee says, day trade attention. That's media. Now, the book is dark. It actually goes into some areas where you get to understand the psychology of how it bleeds, it leads, and how we respond to different things and how you can actually corrupt that message to get more attention. And as Ryan says in it, it's either a how-to book on how to get media or it's a how-to book on how to manipulate it. Now, not all media is good. We've gone through an economy and a statement of fake news. So use it with care. But we need attention. Every business needs attention. You can't get a reputation. You can't get a brand. You can't get a cult or culture unless you start off by getting someone's attention to look in your direction. So Trust Me, I'm Lying by Ryan Holiday is the first book that I say that everyone should have. Exceptional book. The second book, and his name's a little bit strange. I apologize. I had him on one of my podcasts, Nair Edel. Now, he wrote the absolutely incredible book, Hooked. Another book that came out in 2014. So these are quite early books, both of these. And it talks around the psychology of how to create that addiction, how to create, as Greg Reed said, that stickiness, that people go, oh, I want a bit more of that. We get this addiction, whether it be in bad, alcohol and drugs, but we also get it in shoes and clothing lines. And you've got to get more stuff in the house. And, oh, I always love that particular candle. What hooks you to make the decision that's the thing you need? It's a very, very easy book to read. He's done a tremendous job on it. Nair Edel, Hooked, 2014, great book. I definitely suggest you understand it. You learn the psychology of what creates that stickiness, that you can create it in your business to get people stickier with you. All right? That's a great one. And then we come on to Robert Sutherland. Now, he only bought this book in 2021. I've made a note of those dates. Alchemy. Again, the understanding of the human psychology of why they actually do something. And I do love the way that all the way through his book, he challenges logic. Now, he came from an advertising background, so he understands what ticks, tricks, what sparks you up to get your attention in order to go, hey, you got this problem, you need this. That's what advertising is all about. But again, it starts with getting the attention. You can see a thread on these 3 books. In today's world, we need attention and we need to know why and how the brain works and psychology works in today's temperature, in today's economy, in today's field, because let's be serious, each year it changes. And if you can understand the basics, you can move with the ebb and flow of the ocean of human psychology. But Robert does a great job in understanding that if you focus too much on the logic of something, you lose the magic. And it's that magic, that disruption, those things, well, this shouldn't work. Holy shit, it does. Why? Because people want something different. They don't want something better. Sally Hogg said, different is better than better. People don't want something that's better. They only want something different. That's why music is constantly evolving. That's why trends are constantly evolving. They do cycles because people go too different and then they want to feel that they know that. And that's why icons and iconic labels and, those brands you can relate to. That's why Levi has never really changed much. But those 3 books really get you to understand the power of the human psychology. And Robert Sutherland does it in such a beautiful way and actually talks about brands that today, Red Bull, Coca-Cola, how they actually create that change in you that makes you go, that's where I need to be. So if you can consume those 3 books, you're going to have an understanding of how attention works, why it works, what we're searching for in our brains that you and your business can create to get more people to pay attention to you. And I promise you I would give you my 4th book. Well, I have a system. Yes, there is a system in my head. I don't like reading business books after and after and after and after. They're great. I love it, but I need to change. If anyone's ever worked out in a gym, you need to shock the muscles. You need to change it up a bit. You need to change the cadence and the tempo. I love getting into fantasy, crime, drama, these kind of books that can take me out of it. I loved the Dragon Tattoo series. I loved the Dan Brown series. I remember trying through my favorite place, Florence, and just looking at all the different points and going, that was in the book and that was in, just imagining that you had these people running through it. And it's when you read a book like that the imagination clicks in. And I remember having a conversation with Claire, and we had both read the Da Vinci Code and Inferno. And then we spoke about these, and then we spoke about when Tom Hanks was actually the main professor character in the movie versions of the Dan Brown books. And neither of us had Tom. Now, Tom was fantastic. The movies were fantastic. But neither of us, in our head, in our imagination, had come up with Tom Hanks as the person for the professor. In fact, when we spoke about it, what did you have? Did he have long hair? Did he have short? We had totally different people. And that's what's so beautiful about triggering that imagination. If you can't imagine it, you can't do it. If you can't look for difference by creating difference, and that's where, again, the imagination comes. So I'm asking you, if you want to be imaginative, if you want to disrupt, if you want to create, don't look at logic. Don't look at the facts and the figures all the time. It'll wear you out and you will become monotone. You've got to get out there and go, well, yeah, I do need that beige, but I'm going to slap some green and pink on it as well. You need to use your imagination. So my 4th book is always something out there. I'm reading CB Strike at the moment, which is like a British detective book, but I love to do that. And I've just finished Alchemy and I'm straight onto that. So what will I read next? Don't know. Maybe I'll share it with you, but try that. 3 business books, factual, tactics, tips and hacks, and then one that ignites the imagination. You'll be amazed what you can do with it. And again, taking a line out of Sutherland's book, when you ignore the logic, the magic happens. And you want to be magical. Go be magical.